For Wheeling University Athletics, I'm Zach Ziegler. It's time for another edition of the Gage Bradshaw Show. Currently joined by Wheeling University head men's lacrosse coach Gage Bradshaw. And Gage, another big win for you last week over Holy Family, 20-1 in your home opener. Talk about that game and what it was like to get that win in front of your home fans.
Yeah, it was great. I think to come home and do our job and get a win, and I think get everybody into. I think that's the best part. Everybody gets to play. Everyone gets on the field from seniors to freshmen. So it was really enjoyable to go out there and get a win.
And you mentioned getting to dip into your depth there at the end. Having those freshmen come in, how big is that for them to get in-game experience this early in the season?
Yeah, I think you just said it. It's all about experience, right? Maybe playing time they don't see in other games they get in games like Holy Family, right? So for us, just to be able to get them out in live game experience, not just practice, not just scrimmages, but actual games where they're wearing the jersey and the helmet and getting out there in live moments, it's very valuable to us.
And it was a big game for Owen Doyle, a career-high 4 goals for him. Talk about what was working for him and kind of what you saw from him on the offensive side.
Yeah, he just stepped up in a position that we needed him. Really kind of just did his role throughout the week, knew that he was going to get in with what was going on, and he just played great. He shot the ball well, and I think that's what we've asked him to do, is be a shooter. So it was really great to see him step up and have that 4-goal performance.
And then you had a couple of firsts on the defensive side, too. Adam Zadonowicz gets his first career assist. Wilson Perez-Vasquez, his first career goal. What's it like for you in those moments, seeing those guys get those opportunities?
Yeah, it's awesome. I was a former defensive player myself, so to see defensive players score is awesome. It brings a lot of energy and juice, and guys that maybe are getting their first opportunity to score ever in their 3 or 4 years here. It brings a lot of energy to the table, and we love seeing it.
Currently joined by Wheeling University head men's lacrosse coach Gage Bradshaw. And Gage, guys are off to a historic start right now, 2-0 for the first time since the 2014 season. Talk about this start and kind of how your guys are handling it.
One game at a time, right? I think we try and just stay in the moment, not trying to get too far ahead of ourselves. We go through kind of some mental prep throughout the week, make sure that we're talking to the guys and making sure that they understand, mentally what's going on and how we handle that, but also just backing that up with a good practice and good skill set behind, what we're trying to do.
And here over the next couple of weeks, you have 2 tough road games, Davenport this week, which we'll talk about in a minute, and then another tough one on the road against Frostburg State here in 2 weeks. Talk about this road stretch and kind of how you're going to handle this as you prepare for great Midwest Athletic Conference play.
I think it's a matter of, again, being in the moment, not making the moment too big, but not, undercutting it either. I think making sure that we do give credit where credit is due, but know that we're a good team as well, right? So I think for us, kind of with these away game stretches and against these good opponents, I think it's just making sure that, we do our job while also respecting the other team and, playing as hard as we can.
And looking at Davenport, talk a little bit about this matchup. Good team from Davenport. You guys have played them hard each of the last 2 years. Talk about the matchup and kind of what you've seen from them.
Yeah, I think they're a big physical group, right? I think they're tough. I think they're gritty. I think we're going to have to be prepared for a dogfight out there. And I think, again, just kind of as I always say, it's just playing our game, doing the fundamental things right, but making sure that we're prepared for a good team, and a physical team.
And having the offense click the way you guys have had over these first couple games, scoring 15 or more points each time, how is that going to be key to your efforts? And then finally, talk about the defensive side and what your keys are on that side.
Yeah, I think offensively, it's just sharing the ball, getting guys involved. I'd like to see, multiple goal scorers this weekend. And then I think defensively being, big on the game plan, knowing, again, the fundamentals on the defensive side, winning our matchups, but 2, being ready for switching in and out of stuff and just kind of making sure our X's and O's are dialed in.
Thanks, Gage. Good luck this week. Can't wait to see you out there.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
For Wheeling University Athletics, I'm Zach Ziegler.